And hello once again, everybody. Welcome to Yard Goats Baseball from Dunkin' Donuts Park. Let's check the starting lineups for tonight's first game of the doubleheader. Presented by the Hartford, insurance for business, home, and auto. Find your solution today. For the visiting Somerset Patriots, leading off and playing shortstop, Trey Sweeney, just called up from High A, Hudson Valley. Everson Pereira bats second. He'll play center field. Hitting third and catching, Austin Wells. Elijah Dunham bats cleanup. He's the DH. At third base, hitting fifth, Andres Chaparro. Brandon Lockridge bats sixth. He'll play left field. Hitting seventh and playing right field, Jason Rosario. Jesus Bastidas bats eighth. He's at second base. Hitting ninth and playing first base, Mickey Gasper. Pitching on a rehab assignment, Luis Severino. For the homestanding Hartford Yard Goats, leading off and playing left field, Daniel Montano. Hunter Stovall bats second and plays second base. Hitting third and playing first base, Grant Levine. The newest Yard Goat, just up from High A Spokane, Hunter Goodman bats cleanup. He'll be the DH. Hitting fifth and playing third base, Aaron Schunk. Brenton Doyle bats sixth. He's in center field. Hitting seventh, the right fielder, Zach Veen. Catching and batting eighth, Willie McIver. And batting ninth and playing shortstop, Julio Carreras. On the mound, Mitch Kilkenny. The umpires calling the balls and strikes, Hardin Acosta. Kevin Manzuk is the first base umpire, and Mitch Treziak is over at third. This is game one of a doubleheader. The Hartford Yard Goats going up against the Somerset Patriots. The Yard Goats, of course, the Double-A affiliate of the Colorado Rockies, and the Double-A affiliate of the Somerset Patriots, of course, the New York Yankees, who are actually playing this afternoon in the first game of a single admission doubleheader. And they go to the last of the seventh at Yankee Stadium with the Twins and the Yankees tied 3-3. Aaron Judge has slugged his 55th home run of the season, but it's Gleyber Torres whose two-run homer in the sixth enabled the Yankees to tie the Twins 3-3. A Yankees lineup, by the way, which includes numerous players who played on this Double-A affiliate over the last few years, including most recently Peraza at short and Cabrera in the outfield. And they formed the left side of the infield for Somerset last year, and now they are in the big leagues. So it's going to be wild now, not only in New York, but here at the Dunkin' Donuts Park, where on the Diamond, the Yard Goats are going to be battling the Somerset Patriots in the first of 6 games, their final 6 home games of the regular season. Now, the Yard Goats still have a chance to make the postseason, so we will see what happens. Well, the Yard Goats are about to take the field. That is our cue to tell you that's going to do it. We'll be back in just a moment with the opening pitch of game one of the doubleheader, as the Hartford Yard Goats, the Double-A affiliate of the Colorado Rockies, take on the Somerset Patriots, the Double-A affiliate of the New York Yankees. It's all coming up next, right here on the Connecticut Baseball Network.
From Dunkin' Donuts Park in Hartford, Connecticut, it is minor league baseball. The Hartford Yard Goats host the Somerset Patriots. And good evening, everybody. With Dan Lavallo, Jeff Dooley with you as we've got a really nice night for baseball. Crowd continues to make its way in. This is game one of a doubleheader. We had some rain move through the area yesterday, so forcing a twin bill here today. That rain has moved out, so we're in good shape for 14 innings of baseball today here at Dunkin' Donuts Park. Well, Somerset won the first half and punched their ticket to the postseason. The Yard Goats in the hunt, and they look to Mitch Kilkenny, Dan, tonight as he gets the starting assignment, the former star from Texas A&M.
Well, Kilkenny has a record of 4 wins and 6 losses, a 5.66 earned run average. He has gone up against the Somerset Patriots before. In fact, he is making his 4th start of the season against Somerset. The defense behind him, Montano in left, Doyle in center, Veen in right, Shunk at third, Carreras at short, Stovall at second, Levine at first, and McIver catching Kilkenny, who has given the Yard Goats innings this year. In addition to that 4-6 record, 90 2/3 innings pitched and a 1.49 earned run average. And just taking a look at his record against the Somerset Patriots in 3 starts, he has a record of 1 win, 1 loss, a 4.91 earned run average. As we see the starting lineup, Jeff, for the Somerset Patriots.
Yeah, there it is right there. And at the top of that lineup, Dan, Trey Sweeney, a big-time Yankee prospect, number 4 on the list. That he just moved up, and actually number 6 on the list, and a first-round pick. And he was promoted on Tuesday, and really solid season at Class A Hudson Valley, and now gets to use his talents here at the Double-A level here in the Eastern League.
You see Sweeney and Wells, the first-round draft picks of the New York Yankees in 2021 and 2020.
So Trey Sweeney is in, the shortstop from that left side. Mitch Kilkenny ready. And today's first pitch is fouled back to the backstop, and away we go from downtown Hartford. Good to have you with us for Yard Goats Baseball. This game one of a twin bill, game one of a 6-game series. That's what they're doing mostly in the minor leagues now, 6-game sets. And one misses outside of the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Mitch Kilkenny, 6'4", 206. He's from Houston. Rocky's second-round pick in 2018. That misses, fastball at 90, and the count goes to 2-1. Mitch has been with the Yard Goats all season. He makes his 23rd start, looking for win number 5. He worked Wednesday at Reading. Pitched 6 innings, allowed 9 hits and 4 runs. No walks and a strikeout, and what turned out to be a 7-5 win. 3-1 the count. He's behind Trey Sweeney in the pitch home. Swung out and hit towards left. Daniel Montano fires it in the outfield skies. He is there and he makes the catch. And Sweeney is out, number 1. Well, that'll bring us to our keys to the game presented by West Hartford Locked. And what are some of the things that the Yard Goats want to do to try to knock off this Somerset team and stay in the playoff hunt?
Well, you mentioned the Yard Goats are playing the remaining 6 home games. They need to finish strong at home if they want to stay in the playoff hunt. They've got to stop Somerset's running game. Somerset leads the Eastern League in stolen bases, and Hartford needs great discipline. Somerset pitchers can strike out the opposition, and so the Yard Goats have to be very disciplined in their approach at the plate in this game and in the series.
Everson Pereira is in and looks at strike 1. That was a slider at 86. Next one is inside of the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Mitch has worked on some mechanical stuff this season. He almost exclusively goes from the stretch now. He was more towards the windup in the beginning portion of the season. There's a strike at 90 in the inner half, and Pereira falls behind. Mitch Kilkenny aiming for his first win since August 13th when he beat this Somerset team in Jersey. The next one in there for a call, 3rd strike. So fastball at 90 right down Main Street. Pereira strikes out. And Mitch Kilkenny's set aside the first 2 to come to the plate for the Yankees affiliate.
Very impressive beginning for Kilkenny. This is what the Yard Goats need. Somerset is an excellent team. They're 2nd in the league in runs scored. They're 5th in team batting average. They lead the league in homers. They lead the league in stolen bases.
There's Austin Wells, the Yankees' number 4 prospect, and he takes the pitch. A little bit outside for a ball. Wells, 272 average, 10 homers, 36 runs batted in. That is over but low. 2 balls, no strikes.
He may be Somerset's hottest hitter. In fact, he's coming off of his first 3-hit game at the Double-A level against Binghamton on Sunday.
Ground ball right side is going to get through by Hunter Stovall into right field for a hit. So Austin Wells with a 2-out single here in the first inning.
Well, and that's the way Wells has been hitting. Should come as no surprise. In fact, he now has 21 runs batted in over his last 12 games as he singles to Veen in right field. And he's been on a tear, Jeff. One of the hottest hitters in the Eastern League.
No doubt about it. Elijah Dunham now steps in. Another lefty swinger against the righty Mitch Kilkenny, who while growing up in Houston was a huge fan of Connecticut's Jeff Bagwell. And the first one to him, fastball is low for ball 1. Yard Goats coming off a series win at home against Reading. They took 4 of 6 against the Fightin' Phils. Somerset in Binghamton, they had won 3 in a row, and last one canceled due to rain, so they ended up winning 3 of the 5-game rain-shortened series against the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. That's the Mets affiliate in New York. The next one missing in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Mitch this season, 90 and 2/3 innings. He has allowed 105 hits, 30 walks, 70 strikeouts in his time in Hartford. The next one is low, and the count goes to 3-0. He's got wins this season against Reading, New Hampshire, Binghamton, and the team he's facing tonight, the Somerset Patriots. As we mentioned, was his last win, in fact. There's the pitch, and that misses low ball forward. Trying to come back with a fastball, but missed his spot. And Dan, well, 2 out, a single, now a walk, and the Patriots have something brewing. Runners at first and second base as they look to try to strike first.
And Willie McIver, the Yard Goats catcher, is going to go out and have a word with Kilkenny. This usually is a situation involving focus, concentration. You retire the first 2 batters in an inning, particularly the first 2 batters in a ball game, and you figure, well, you're off to a great start. Then the next thing you know, the hottest hitter on the team gets a base hit. You walk the next guy, and you're in trouble. So this involves a lot of focus here, and that's what I'm sure Willie Mack, who's going to be our guest in between games of the doubleheader, is telling Kilkenny about as the plate umpire Hardin Acosta goes out to break up the conversation. But just like that, Kilkenny's in some trouble. And remember, we told you the firepower on this Somerset club, Jeff. They lead the league in homers. They are second in runs scored. Lead the league in steals. I don't think they'll be stealing here, but they've got a lot of weapons on this team offensively.
Andre Chaparro is in with 2 on and 2 out, just getting going here in the first inning. Pitch is swung on, yanked high and deep towards left. Montano back, looking up, and it's gone. Chaparro blasts one down the left field line, out and into the night, and he gives the Patriots a 3-0 lead.
Well, right on cue, Chaparro hits his 14th home run of the season, has 37 runs batted in as he pauses before third base, then touches third base and salutes his manager, coaching at third, Dan Fiorito. He really turned around that pitch from Kilkenny and blasted it to left field out of Dunkin' Donuts Park down the line. That was well struck.
Somerset got a 10th inning home run from Anthony Volpe back in June to win the first half. It was a winner-take-all series, basically. In New Jersey, the Goats needed to win one of the last 2 games, and Somerset won both to claim the first half, so they punched their ticket to the playoffs. The Goats trying to get in, but Hartford needs some help now as Brendan Lockridge takes inside of the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hartford needs Somerset to win the second half. If they don't, and Hartford now 6 games behind, Somerset 2.5 behind the first place Red Sox affiliate, Portland Sea Dogs, as the next one is up high and the count goes to 2-1. But an early advantage for the Yankee affiliate Somerset on the 3-run home run by Chaparro. There's a foul into the mid of the catcher, McIver. Slider that time, but it's 2-2.
That is the 22nd home run given up by Kilkenny in 91 innings pitched.
Goats have to go up against a great pitcher today and from Major League Rehab from the Yankees, and that's Luis Severino, who we'll see next as Kilkenny gets the strikeout. Lockridge down on strikes. 2 Ks in the first inning from Mitch, but the Patriots strike for a 3-run home run. And after 1/2 inning, it is Somerset 3. The Yard Goats coming up on the Connecticut Baseball Network. Now take a look at the starting pitcher for the Somerset Patriots. Dan, how about Yankee right-hander Luis Severino here in Hartford out of Major League Rehab?
And those are his numbers with the Yankees. 5 wins, 3 losses, a 3.45 earned run average, and 16 starts. He's looking to come back from a shoulder, I guess you could call it injury. His shoulder kind of stiffened up on him back in July, Jeff, and he's trying to come back from that.
Daniel Montano will see him first. He hacks away at the fastball at 94, sends it back to the netting, and we'll take a look at the Hartford Yard Goats starting lineup against Luis Severino here tonight with Montano, Stovall, Levine, Goodman, Shunk, Doyle, Veen, MacGyver, Carreras. And for Goodman, Dan, he leads all of minor league baseball, 34 home runs. His Double-A debut, and he's going up against 2-time All-Star Luis Severino in the 4-hole, no less.
You've been promoted to Double-A, and by the way, you're facing Severino.
Have fun with that. That's what pro ball's about, right?
Yeah.
Next one is up high, 95 that time. The count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Luis, 6'2", 218, 28 years old, from the Dominican Republic. Yankee All-Star in 17 and 18. The pitch, swing and a miss. And Montano falls behind 1-2. He's actually the longest tenured Yankee. And you just saw the numbers, having a nice season in New York with that 3.45 earned run average. He had a Major League Rehab assignment start in the Florida State League against Dunedin with Tampa on Thursday. Threw 22 pitches, worked 2 innings, allowed a hit, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. His 2-2 to Montano is fouled back to the screen, and slider that time at 88, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You can see where Severino generates a lot of his power. He's got a tremendous fastball. His lower body very strong, upper body as well, but very strong in the lower body.
2-2 is fouled back to the screen. Crank that one up to 97. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And he's tall. He's listed at 6'2", weighs 220 pounds. Superb athlete, but he's been injury riddled in recent seasons, and he's hoping to get back on track. Yankees need him in a big way for the playoffs.
Without a doubt. It could be a big key this season to try to help save that team. The pitch is swung out, chopped towards second. Bastidas with a play. Jesus throws out Montano for the first out for Luis Severino.
He got him on a changeup that time, Jeff, and not surprised. He's working on all of his pitches. And I think from a Yankees perspective, in the early going anyway, his delivery looks very smooth. Nothing herky-jerky about that delivery, and then the ground out to Bastidas at second base.
There's Hunter Stovall, Goats second baseman. He's had a nice season. He's got the average up now to 274, and he lines a single into center field. So Hunter Stovall takes a 97-mile-an-hour fastball and turns it around just like that. Boy, this kid can hit.
Well, and it comes as no surprise. Hunter Stovall had a couple of doubles against Max Scherzer. Hunter Stovall thrives against these pitchers on rehab assignments. Wasted little time there, jumps on that first pitch, and rips a single to center. Typical Hunter Stovall.
Goats down 3-0, just getting going here in the first inning. We're playing 7, game 1 of a twin bill. Severino's last game in the majors, July 13th against the Cincinnati Reds. That's when he left injured. And the pitch to Grant Levine is taken high for a ball. Went 2 innings, allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, gave up 3 homers. 2 walks and a strikeout. And Dan, his velocity was noticeably low that day. The 1-0 pitch is fouled back to the screen, and obviously it was an injury that has sidelined him since mid-July.
He told the media that there was something wrong with his shoulder. He couldn't pinpoint it, but something didn't feel right, and so he told the Yankees about it. He did not want the injury to go full-blown, and he did the right thing.
He did. Tough to pitch when you're hurt. Chuck to first base, Stovall back okay. Well, Luis Severino came through this league as a minor league player with the Trenton Thunder. Made his major league debut as a 21-year-old back in 2015 and went 5-3 in 11 games as a rookie and a sub-3 ERA. The pitch, check swing appeal to third base, and Mitch Trelizek says he does not go around. It's 2-1. Became just the 4th Yankee pitcher with 5 wins and a sub-3.00 earned run average. 21 years or younger, joining, among others, Whitey Ford. Well, you're in pretty good company when your name is mentioned with Whitey, Dan.
You better believe it.
Here comes his 2-1. Fouled back to the screen behind the plate. That one triple digits at 101. So Severino bringing pretty good heat to Dunkin' Donuts Park.
And that's got to bring a smile to a lot of those associated with the Yankees. That's the velocity they want to see out of Severino.
Stovall leading from first base. Pitch is swung on. Levine sends this one deep towards right. Here's Rosario back to the track at the wall, and it's gone. Grant Levine takes Luis Severino out of Dunkin' Donuts Park. And he makes it a 1-run game 3-2 as he goes in the top tank here in Hartford.
And that smile Levine has is from Hartford to his home in New Hampshire. That's how wide as he homers off of Luis Severino. Turns around a 97-mile-per-hour fastball and places it in the upper deck in right center. Levine picking up his 5th home run of the year, and boy, is he ever happy to wear the goat's head.
And as the tradition here in Hartford, as Hunter Goodman swings and rolls when a shortstop, Trey Sweeney with the fielding play. Throws out Goodman, his first Double-A at bat. He is out number 2, but that has been the tradition that the team has brought to Hartford this season. When the Yard Goats hit a home run, they throw on the goat helmet. Numbers on that home run, Dan, for Grant Levine. 394 feet into the second deck at 101 miles per hour.
By the way, that wasn't Levine's first picnic. He got into some spring training games with the Rockies this spring.
There's Aaron Schunk, who swings and fouls the first one back, strike 1.
So it's not as if he hasn't faced big league pitching before, but it feels good when you can hit a home run, particularly off of Luis Severino.
There's a swing and a miss to the count, no balls, 2 strikes.
Look at the Yard Goats brain trust. That's hitting instructor Tom Sataris by the steps.
Swing a ground ball down to third base. Shabaro tried a backhand. He could not, and safely into first base is Aaron Schunk. He just placed that one really well.
That was one of those. Is it going to be fair? Is it going to be foul? It was a fair ball, and it took a wicked hop as Chaparro tried to make the backhand pickup and was unable to handle it. So Schunk is aboard, and the Yard Goats playing some 2-out baseball of their own on what will be scored a hit.
Now Brenton Doyle steps in with a potential tying run. Schunk at first base. And takes one low for a ball. Severino became the first Yankee to allow 1 earned run or fewer in his first 3 career starts at the current Yankee Stadium. So he's got some Yankee records in his own right. Missed the 2020 season, Tommy John surgery, and his major league debut back in June 15th, 2015 against the Red Sox. Pitched well in a 2-1 loss, but was defeated by Boston. As Doyle looks at a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. He pitched the second game of the season for the Yankees this season. The pitch is swung on. That's grounded into right field for a base hit. Off to second base goes Shunk, and the Goats with 4 hits off Luis Severino did here in the first inning.
And this is interesting because you keep an eye on the pitch count when it comes to Severino. He just gave up a hit to one of the hottest hitters in the league, Grunton Doyle, who's at a tremendous homestand. And now Austin Wells heads to the mound. He's going to have a visit with Severino. But you look at the pitch count, and that's up to 20. And what did you say? They're hoping to get 55 to 60
Yeah,
pitches
55 to 60 is what the Somerset folks told us.
There's no question he's throwing, it would seem, unimpeded. Very smooth delivery. His fastball has been clocked as high as 101 miles per hour. Doyle just went to the opposite field on a 96 mile per hour fastball. But the Yard Goats are hitting him.
Now number 1 pick, Zach Veen steps in, the Rockies' top prospect. What a test this will be. Veen versus Severino, 2 on and 2 out. 3-2 the score as Veen swings and shoots a foul third base side, backing out of into the seat, strike 1. Luis, a big guy, 6'2", 220. Checks the runners. There's a swing and a miss. Slider that time down in the zone of the count. No balls, 2 strikes.
I mean, it's obvious that Severino is working on all of his pitches here. That's why he's here. Can he throw all of his pitches? And yeah, he gave up a home run, but he needs to see if he can throw all of his pitches and not be hurt doing it.
28-year-old trying to keep a 1-run lead and pitch away from a first and second base situation. Good take on a fastball away. The count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tonight, the 19th and 20th of 24 meetings between Hartford and Somerset. Yankees affiliate has won 10 of the first 18 games. The 2 clubs split the first 2 series. Somerset won the last one, winning 4 of 6 last month in Jersey. Veen swings and misses strike 3, so Severino strikes out the Rockies' top prospect to finish off the inning. Hartford, though, gets 2 and a 2-run home run by Grant Levine. 2 men left, 1 done in Hartford. Somerset 3, Hartford 2 in the Connecticut Baseball Network.
Now there's a look at Hartford, and that is located just beyond the back of the ballpark, and also a check of the standings where the Portland Sea Dogs have a 2.5 game lead on the Somerset Patriots. And there are the Yard Goats 6 games out, Jeff, but as you detailed earlier, if Somerset wins the second half because they won the first half, the Yard Goats would get in the playoffs.
That's right. If they have the second best overall record, which right now they've got a 7-game lead in that department. So things would look good if Somerset does win. Jason Rosario will see Mitch Kilkenny first. And first one of him is taken high for ball one. Rosario, Bastidas, Gasper here for Somerset here in the second inning.
Sure, that sounds good.
25-year-old right-hander sets. Pitch is sent foul back to the screen behind the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Always nice to get a run or two in the bottom half of the inning after your team gives up a couple. And Goats getting that 2-run home run from Grant Levine. All the runs tonight so far, Dan, coming in home runs. Andre Chaparro got a 3-run shot against Kilkenny in the first inning.
And Severino did not have that shutout inning. The Yard Goats got right to him in the first inning.
And is outside, missed with a slider that time. The count fills now 3-2 to Rosario. Pitch is swung on and ground ball to second base. Stovall has it, turns and throws, intending at Rosario for out number 1.
That was a nice play by Stovall. Had to play a short hop and was in position. A lot of times you'll see an infielder try to field that short hop and not put the glove down low enough, but Stovall handled it perfectly, and that's the way he's been playing defense, whether it's second base or shortstop, all year long.
Now Jesus Bastidas, who's had a solid season as a member of the Somerset Patriots. 17 doubles, 16 homers, and 50 RBI. Looks at strike 1. Next one just misses for Mitch Kilkenny. The count 1 ball, 1 strike. Mitch doesn't waste a lot of time between pitches, Dan. Gets the baseball and he throws it. Of course, there's a pitch count on him. There's no pitch count on Somerset's pitcher, Luis Severino. That's Aaron Schunk with a fielding play over to first base. And Bastidas is out number 2.
Now, there may be that pitch clock next year in the major leagues, but not now, as Bastidas grounds out to Schunk. But as you mentioned, when a major league pitcher is rehabbing, the pitch clock is not used. But in the case of Kilkenny, he is on the clock when he pitches to Mickey Gasper or anybody in that batter's box.
Gasper played collegiately at Bryant University in Rhode Island. He's from Merrimack, New Hampshire. He's a New England kid. Returning to native New England this week. He looks at strike 1. 278 average for Gasper. 13 doubles, 8 homers, 26 runs batted in. Next one strike, low portion of the zone. He gets ahead to Kilkenny, 0-2. That's outside. Try to get him to chase, but the first baseman lays off. Gasper 4 for 14 in the last series for the Somerset Patriots. He swings and shoots one towards right center field. Tough sun for Doyle backing up. Brenton has some room. He's underneath and makes the catch. He actually made a tough play. It looked pretty routine, shielding that sun with his eyes. But Gasper's gone. 1-2-3 inning turns in by Mitch Kilkenny. And after an inning and a half, it is 3-2 Somerset on the Connecticut Baseball Network. Now look at Luis Severino, Dan, making a Major League rehab start, 28 years old, two-time All-Star, and the longest tenured Yankee. And boy, what a boost it'll be to that rotation when he can get back to New York. There's Willie MacGyver, who will see him first. He takes the slider at 87, a little bit high for ball one.
And he pitched in the Eastern League when the Yankees AA affiliate was in Trenton in 2014 and 2015.
Max swings and shoots one first base side. That's going to get out of Dunkin' Donuts Park. 96 with that fastball from Severino. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's hit triple digits at least once in the first inning. We saw 101 register here in the ballpark radar. That's fouled first base. He knocks the slider back into the seats, and a souvenir for a fan. 1-2.
Jeff, I know, and you know as well, when we would go to Trenton, some of the Trenton fans told us how accommodating Luis Severino was to the fans. Very outgoing, very accommodating. And there was one family in particular he befriended.
There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. MacGyver strikes out. 99 from Luis Severino on that pitch. That's back-to-back strikeouts to the Yankee right-hander.
Now, that was a big league fastball right there, but he befriended one family when he was in Trenton, and when he got to the Yankees, he was sure to invite that family to his first game in a Yankees uniform.
Julio Carreras takes the pitch high for ball one. Carreras, 237 average, 3 doubles, 7 RBI in 12 games. He pops this one up in the infield. This is playable. Mickey Gasper calling for it, comes into the inner side, makes the catch, puts away Carreras for out number 2. Everyone gets excited when you've got a major league rehab, but when you've got someone as big as Luis Severino, who, as we talked about, will be a big piece in probably deciding how far the Yankees go in the postseason this year. Well, I think everyone wants to elevate their game. You've obviously got the guys playing behind him in Somerset, but all the yard goats in the lineup, they love a situation like this. As Daniel Montano looks at strike 1, it's basically a win-win for the opposition.
No question. We've talked to yard goats players about that this year.
Montano fouls him back to the screen. It's 0-2.
And they've said they obviously get amped up as well. I mean, it's an education for a Hunter Stovall who's on deck, or any of those yard goats hitters. And also for the pitchers, too. The pitchers learn a lot when they watch a major league pitcher on rehab.
There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Montano strikes out. 3 strikeouts to Luis Severino, and 1, 2, 3 go the yard goats in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And after 2 complete, it is 3-2 Somerset on the Connecticut Baseball Network.
Now there's another game to go at Dunkin' Donuts Park after this one. We head to the top of the 3rd inning. By the way, pitch counts, and that's so important. In the case of Severino, he has thrown 33 pitches through 2 innings. Kilkenny, 35 pitches through 2 innings as we head to the top of the third. And Somerset on top 3-2 as Mitch Kilkenny about to face the top of the Somerset order. Dan Fiorito was in a long conversation with the plate umpire, Hardin Acosta. I don't know what this is all about. This is Fiorito's first trip to Dunkin' Donuts Park. He was not here when Somerset came earlier in the season. I don't know what he's talking about, but it was a long conversation, Jeff, as Fiorito now heads to the third base coaching box.
Top of the lineup now, and Trey Sweeney, one of the new additions here with the Patriots, and he flied to left to start the ball game. He takes ball one. A roller towards second, fielded by Stovall. Over to Levine for out number one. And Mitch has gotten the leadoff hitter each of the first 3 innings. That's usually a good recipe when Kilkenny's on the hill getting the ground balls.
And he'll throw that sinker, and so far those ground balls are working. 3 of the last 4 outs have been hit on the ground. And Stovall, a busy man.
Emerson Pereira is the center fielder. He swings and lines one towards center. It's going to fall in front of the charging Brenton Doyle. Find a spot on the grass out there, and Pereira's got a 1-out single.
Interesting approach by the Somerset hitters the second time through the order. That was a breaking ball out over the plate. And Pereira swung at it. The first 2 batters have gone after that first pitch. Both have made contact. And now the dangerous Austin Wells, arguably he and Brenton Doyle, the hottest hitters in the Eastern League right now.
He's a first-round pick out of Vegas. Played collegiately at the University of Arizona. And he looks at a fastball on the outside edge. It's a called strike. It's 0-1.
He's got that Matt Carpenter mustache. Yankees have a pretty strict facial hair and overall hair policy, but you can grow mustaches, and that's what Matt Carpenter did with the Yankees, and Wells has that look.
Good pick and a ball in the dirt. That guy over to the backhand stops it. It's a ball and a strike to Wells. Wells, a 2021 organizational all-star. He was out in the Arizona Fall League. And he's ranked as the number 4 overall prospect in the Yankees chain, according to MLB Pipeline. So this is a guy that certainly the Yankees are excited about, a very good hitter. It is a 1-run game. Somerset leading 3-2, inning number 3. We're going 7. That's up high, fastball at 90. It's 2-1.
Jeff, the Yankees are looking to develop that next young catcher, preferably who bats left-handed and has power. And Austin Wells fills that bill.
That is outside of the count. Is now 3-1 to Wells.
They had Gary Sanchez, who is now with Minnesota, but he was a right-handed batter. Power tailed off in recent years, although he hit a mammoth home run yesterday. But you think back to Jorge Posada as a left-handed hitting catcher.
3-1's fouled back to the screen of the count. Fills now 3-2. Some good move in that slider that time from Mitch Kilkenny. They do shift with a dead pull hitter Wells at the plate. Shunk is way off the line at third base. Shortstop Carrera is playing towards that second base patch, just about as far as the rules allow. Runner breaks for a second. The 3-2 swing and a miss. The throw to second base. Accurate, but not in time. Wow, looked like the ball beat him. Carrera's not happy. Mitch Trzeziak rules him safe, and we'll take a peek at the replay here, Dan. I thought the ball beat him.
I agree. There's no question the ball beat him, but the tag.
Wow, how is he safe?
Wow. Carreras thought he had him tagged. Somehow he missed the tag. There's no question the ball got there before the runner. And the team which leads the Eastern League in steals just picked up the 186th steal on the season.
Well, strikeout. Out number 2 is you see Dunham swing and shoot one towards center field. Is going to be over the head of Zach Veen and grab the fence. That's going to score Pereira from second base. And in a second base, Elijah Dunham with a double. And just like that, a 4-2 Patriots lead. Boy, a game of inches, as we often talk about. Looked like the Goats were probably out of the inning, and that throw to second base, next pitch, RBI double, and now Hartford down 2.
Once again, swinging early in the count, first pitch to be exact. And the Somerset Patriots have scored all 4 of their runs after 2 were out.
Andre Chaparro is in. And the pitch from Kilkenny sails high for ball 1. Chaparro, the big hit. He had a 3-run home run. He cranked it down the left field line. Back in the first inning, it came, as you mentioned, with 2 out. Chaparro, 6 foot 245 from Venezuela. He swings and hits one towards the gap in right center field. Veed heading back, still going back, leaps in there. He can't get it. Dunham's going to cruise in. He was moving on contact with 2 out and back-to-back doubles. Chaparro at second base, and it's 5-2 Patriots with consecutive extra base hits off Mitch Kilkenny in this 3rd inning.
Again, swinging early in the count. Veen tried to time his leap, and he needed to go back a couple of more steps and then jump. And he had a difficult time picking up the read of the ball off the bat. That's what it came down to. Difficult time picking up that ball getting off the bat. Had he taken 1 more step back, 2 steps perhaps, and then jumped, he might have made the catch.
Brendan Lockridge takes low for ball 1. Lockridge struck out looking to end the first inning. 5-2 Somerset leads Hartford in this 3rd inning.
That's this Somerset team. They'll just explode on you offensively.
And is low, fastball at 88. And the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Lockridge from Pensacola, Florida. 5 for 16 his last series. He swings and lines one towards left field. Montano comes in as the play on a hop. It's in there for a hit. Chaparro stops at third base after an aggressive turn and 1-hop throw to the catcher, MacGyver. Good throw from Montano. And boy, the Patriots all over Mitch Kilkenny. That's 4 hits this inning, Dan. 3 in a row and now 6 in the game.
It's almost as if they had a meeting in the dugout. Maybe they did. Look, this is how we're going to attack this guy the second time through the order. And the second time through the order, they have come up with a game plan. As Lockridge has a wide smile chatting with Grant Levine. And the game plan has been swing early in the count, and they have made contact.
Kilkenny, who pitched opposite Max Scherzer back in June, now has Luis Severino in the opposite end. There's a weak ground ball to first base. Levine has it, and the inning will come to an end as he taps the bag. Rosario is gone. But the Patriots add 2. They strand 2 as well, and after 2.5, it is 5-2 Somerset here from Dunkin' Donuts Park. This is Yard Goats Baseball, the Connecticut Baseball Network.
Yard Goats on the short end of the count, 5-2 as we go to the last of the 3rd inning in game 1 of the doubleheader. Luis Severino has thrown 33 pitches Take a look at what the Yard Goats have done offensively. Second in steals in the league. Third in runs batted in. Yard Goats have been very effective offensively as well this year when it comes to runs scored, homers, stolen bases. They even got to Severino in the first inning.
Well, Stovall swings and rolls it out to short. There's Sweeney making the play and slinging out of the first baseman Gasper. And Stovall, first pitch swinging, is the first out of this third inning.
Sweeney just called up. This is his first game at the Double-A level. Former first-round draft pick. Why was he called up? Well, it was a chain reaction. Oswaldo Peraza, very good shortstop at Triple-A, was called up to the Yankees. Anthony Volpe, highly touted shortstop at Double-A, called up to Triple-A.
Yeah, the chain reaction as Levine swings and pops it up the infield. And coming in to get it to the first baseman, Gasper makes the catch stand. Severino's thrown 2 pitches in the third inning, and he's got 2 out.
I mean, this is just what the doctor ordered on several accounts. 1, Yard Goats swinging early in the count. 2, it gives Severino a bit more work. We said he's listed to throw about, well, the number of pitches on the back of his uniform, 55 or 60, 55 to 60. And he's thrown now 35 pitches.
Here's Hunter Goodman, great numbers, 34 home runs. 301 average at 102 RBIs first season. And Double-A's first game at Double-A, those numbers between Spokane and Fresno, the low A and high spot inside the Rockies organization. He swings and drives one towards center. Pereira heading back, still going back, and he makes the catch in front of the big green hitter's eye in dead center field. Goodman gives it a ride, but it's an out to end the inning. Hartford goes in order against Luis Severino in the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. And after 3 complete, we head to the fourth. It's 5-2 Somerset on the Connecticut Baseball Network. Three inning totals from Dunkin' Donuts Park. Somerset, 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Patriots have left 2 on base. Hartford, 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. The Yard Goats have left 2. Well, to the fourth we go. Mitch Kilkenny back to pitch to tell you about us, my broadcast partner, Dan Lovallo. Dan?
All right, Jeff, thanks very much. Hello once again, everybody. Here's Jesus Bastidas, grounded out to third his first time up. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it outside of the third base dugout. Just looking into the Somerset dugout, and Luis Severino was in a long conversation with one of the pitching coaches, who then went to a phone. So I don't know if Severino was done for the night or just what. Here's a high foul pop, first base side, out of play. 0-2 the count. Severino still in the dugout, and there does not seem to be any action in that Somerset bullpen, but now it appears as if a pitcher has picked up a baseball. Pitch is fouled back. Severino has thrown 3 innings, 38 pitches, 29 for strikes. Mitch Kilkenny into his 4th inning of work. with the Yard Goats trailing 5-2. Another foul off to the right side out of play. 0-2 the count on Bastidas, followed by Mickey Gasper, and then back to the top of the Somerset order in Trey Sweeney. Severino is still out there but has his arm wrapped. Here's a pitch outside, and now he is heading towards the Somerset clubhouse. Whether he returns, we will wait and see. 1-2 pitch is low. 2-2. But Bastidas eyeballing a 1-ball, 2-strike count, fouls this one back and out of play. Bastidas playing second base tonight. Maybe learning when we learn where Severino is going. That bullpen is quiet, so I'm guessing Severino will come back. We'll keep an eye on the dugout. Here's a fastball inside, an appeal to the first base umpire, Kevin Madzuk. And Bastidas held up on his swing. 2-2 the count. Pitch is low. Ball 4. So actually it was 3-2. The count, and that's a leadoff walk. So Bastidas is a base runner. That is the second walk given up. He is aboard, chatting with his coach, Aaron Bossi. Also listed as the defensive coach, Mickey Gasper. Gasper listed as a catcher on the club, but he's playing first base tonight. He takes a pitch, low, ball 1.
Somerset getting 3 runs in the first inning, and after Hartford got a 2-run home run from Levine in the bottom of the half, Patriots added 2 more runs in the third against Kilkenny.
Yard Goats infield in double play depth. Throw to first, and Bastidas gets back.
It looked like he was leaning that time, Dan. He was getting advancing on its secondary lead.
Somerset leads the league in steals. The Yard Goats are second. The Patriots do have a stolen base in this game. Bouncer back to the mound. Kilkenny to Carreras to Levine, double play. Just what the Yard Goats needed as Hartford turns its 105th double play of the season. A comebacker. 1-6-3. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Trey Sweeney, who's been swinging early in the count in his first 2 double-A at-bats. He takes this pitch for a strike. Sweeney, skied to left, grounded out to second. 5-2 Somerset. Here's a pitch low. 1-1 the count. Sweeney in his first double-A game. Drafted out of Eastern Illinois. There's a strike. 1-2. Drafted last year, Jeff, and now here he is at the double-A level. 1-2 pitch. Changeup is pulled in and out of the Somerset dugout.
Players jumping out of the way, and that line drive came in towards them quickly.
They scattered. And the first base coach, Aaron Bossi, took the ball and tossed it way up into the second deck in the Hartford Terrace because the ball kicked out to him. Here's a high pop into shallow left. Shunk, the third baseman, ranging back, reaches over. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. What a spectacular catch by the Yard Goats third baseman, Aaron Shunk, on the tarp beyond third base. Tremendous play by the Yard Goats third baseman, and he had to run a long way in order to make that catch. Nice grab. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left after 3.5. It's Somerset 5, Hartford 2. This is Yard Goats baseball.
Yard Goats baseball from Dunkin' Donuts Park tonight. Jeff Dooley, Dan Lavallo, good to have you with us. Game 1 of a twin bill. Back-to-back 70 games, then a kick off the 6-game series. And back to pitch, Luis Severino.
Against Aaron Shunk. First ball swinging, drills it to left field. However, right there is Lockridge. He makes the catch, and Shunk is retired on the first pitch. That'll bring up Brenton Doyle. As Lockridge had to do a jump step out there to make that catch, and now he checks on where he should align against Doyle. Takes a slider for a strike. 5-2 Somerset. Another pitch in there for a strike. You saw those numbers on Doyle, by the way. He's having a tremendous homestand.
He is.
And a tremendous season. He's really come into his own at the Double-A level. Severino has the jump. 1-2 now the count.
It'll help his confidence as well, getting a line drive hit off Luis Severino like he did back in his first at-bat.
Swing and a miss at a 98-mile-per-hour fastball, strike 3. So that's the 4th strikeout for Severino. And since giving up that single to Doyle, he has now retired 9 straight.
Kind of in his groove.
Zach Veen, former first-round draft pick in 2020, digs in. Fouls a changeup back, 0-1. Zach struck out swinging his first time up. He recently joined the Yard Goats. He was a stolen base demon playing in High A Spokane. There's a ground ball down to short. Sweeney put to the test and throws out the speedy Veen. And just like that, Severino sets the Goats down 1-2-3. He's retired 10 in a row. Sweeney gets the assist. We pedal on to the 5th with the score 5-2 Somerset on the Connecticut Baseball Network. To the top of the 5th inning here at Dunkin' Donuts Park. Dan Lavallo along with Jeff Dooley. In the top of the 5th inning, the Somerset Patriots will send Pereira, Wells, and Dunham to the plate. Pereira tonight has looked at a 3rd strike, singled and scored. Mitch Kilkenny about to throw his 67th pitch, and it is in there for a strike. There's a sharply hit ground at a 3rd. Dropped by Shunk. He picks it up, fires across in time. Nice play by Shunk. Knocked it down. Reason they call that the hot corner, Jeff.
Yeah, and really good play as he stayed with it. Didn't let the initial bobble hurt him at all.
So Aaron Shunk comes up with the assist, and now Austin Wells, who has singled and struck out. Andres Chaparro staked the Somerset Patriots to an early 3-0 lead with a 3-run homer in the first. The Yard Goats came back with 2 in the last of the first on a 2-run homer by Grant Levine. But Somerset tacked on 2 more runs in the third, and that's where we stand. There's a high foul out of play, and there is bullpen action for Somerset, Jeff, which tells me that Luis Severino is done after throwing 45 pitches tonight. We shall see, but there is some bullpen action. Pitch is fouled back. He was listed to throw between 55 and 60, but he has finished strongly, retiring 10 in a row through 45 pitches. What's the point of sending him out there in the 5th inning? 1-2. There's a high pop-up into shallow left field. 3 players converging. Carreras puts it away. So the Yard Goats shortstop registers the putout. Wells is retired. They had the shift on that time.
There's a right-hander up for Somerset right now.
Remember, in the minor leagues, you cannot shift to the extent where you have 3 players to the right of a base, but you can shift, get that shortstop as close as possible to second base without crossing to the second base side. Dunham takes the ball. Elijah Dunham has walked and knocked in a run with a double. So he's 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored.
Tanner Myatt, Dan, is loosening for the Patriots.
There's a ball. 2-0 the count on the left-handed hitting Dunham. Mitch Kilkenny trying to throw a 1-2-3 inning of his own. There's a swing and a miss. He's had 1-2-3 inning in the game. Walked the leadoff batter in the 4th, but then got the next batter to ground into a double play, so he faced the minimum in the 4th inning. Look into the Somerset dugout. Dunham fouls it back. That levels the count at 2-2. Jeff, we still have another game to go.
That's right. Game 2 will feature Will Etheridge for the Yard Goats. Andres Gomez will pitch for the Somerset Patriots.
This is a 7-inning game. We're in the top of the 5th. There's a high drive, deep right field. You can kiss it goodbye. A towering home run to the back row of the upper deck by Elijah Dunham gives the Somerset Patriots a 6-2 lead. Dunham with his 17th home run of the season. Jeff, by the reaction of the fans out there, that ball left the ballpark. He hit it out of the park. I thought it might have landed on the back row, but the fans are looking at the fence, and I think that ballpark did not hold the baseball. That left Dunkin' Donuts Park.
Someone on Trumbull Street's got a baseball.
Yep, someone on Trumbull Street has a baseball indeed, as Dunham's homer leaves the yard.
17th this season for the DH.
Now Chaparro. And there's ball 1. Chaparro with that 3-run homer in the first. Also had a run-scoring double in the third. Pitch is low. 2-0. Fans are still looking, so someone's going after that baseball. It's rolling on Trumbull Street. Pitch is fouled back. 2-1 the count. There's a strike. 91-mile-per-hour fastball from Kilkenny. There is bullpen action for the Yard Goats. Pitch is low. 3-2. Look at the Hartford bullpen. There was somebody warming up a moment ago. There's a pitch all the way to the backstop. That's ball 4. That nearly hit Chaparro, who's not too happy. He's looking at Kilkenny. Kilkenny's not looking back. That was a pitch way inside, almost hit him. And that is the third walk given up. by Kilkenny, and now Chaparro slowly goes down to first base. Vice coach Aaron Bossi greets him. Kilkenny has thrown 83 pitches with 2 outs here in the 5th inning, and Somerset on top 6-2. There's a high pop-up into shallow center field. Stovall dropping back, and the Yard Goats second baseman puts it away, ending the top of the 5th inning. But the Patriots tack on a run on the home run by Elijah Dunham, which left Dunkin' Donuts Park. A man left after 4.5 at Somerset 6, Hartford 2. This is Yard Goats Baseball on the Kinetic Air Baseball Network. Pitching change brought to you by Trantolo and Trantola. Tanner Myatt enters the ball game for the Somerset Patriots. Jeff Luis Severino did what he had to do.
Yeah, he absolutely did. You know, gave up the solo home run and 4 hits in the 1st inning, but boy, then cranked it into gear, and he was outstanding. What a finish with 4 Ks.
Myatt will work to McIver, Carreras, and Montano, the numbers 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Here's Willie Mack. Struck out swinging his first time up. Big right-hander throws a fastball, high ball 1. So Severino, 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs earned, didn't walk anybody, struck out 4, threw 45 pitches, 35 for strikes. There's a ball, 2-0 the count. Now Myatt, listed at 6'7", 220 pounds, from Spring Lake, North Carolina. Pitch is fouled off the netting. Yard Goats certainly are used to seeing pitchers way over 6 feet. They just came off a series with the Reading Fightin' Phils. They had pitchers 6'5", 6'7", 6'6". There's a ball, 3-1 the count on McIver. So they're used to this. And there's a pitch, high ball 4. So a leadoff walk received by Willie Mack. First batter Myatt faced. Myatt making his 18th appearance since joining Somerset, all in relief, 2 wins, 1 loss, a 4.98 earned run average. In 21 2/3 innings, he's allowed 15 runs, 12 earned, 13 hits, walked 15, struck out 26. So he's got to cut down on his walks, but he walked the first batter he faced tonight, and he's 1-0 to the number 9 hitter, Julio Carreras. There's a 97-mile-per-hour fastball in there for a strike. 6-2 Somerset. We are in the last of the 5th inning in game 1. Fastball misses. 2-1 the count. Myatt has 2 pitches, fastball, which he throws in the high 90s, and a curve. There's a fastball in there for a strike. 2-2. Began the season with high A Hudson Valley. He hasn't worked in 6 days. His last appearance was last Thursday in Binghamton. He pitched a scoreless inning. This pitch is low. 3-2 the count. He's in danger of walking the numbers 8 and 9 hitters. Payoff pitch. Swung on and high in the air to right field. Rosario traipsing in, reaches up, and there's one away. So Carreras flies out on the payoff pitch. And Rosario, after starting back a couple of steps, comes in. Daniel Montano facing Myatt for the first time.
See if he can get something going here.
Yep. There's the strike. Daniel has grounded out to second and struck out. 6-2 Somerset. Last of the 5th. 1 out. Willie McIver, the runner at first. 0-2 the count as Montano swings at a 98-mile-per-hour fastball. Daniel began the year at IA Spokane. Joined the Yard Goats in late April. 2 pitch. Misses outside. Did he swing? He did not. An appeal. And Mitch Treziak, who's located between the pitcher's mound and second base, said he held up on his swing. 1-2. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second base. He is out as a strikeout by Montano results in a strike him out, throw him out, double play. And Willie Mack was going, and he was out on the head first dive, ending the last of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. End of 5. Somerset 6, Hartford 2. This is Hartford Yard Goats baseball. Well, here we go to the top of the 6th inning, and Jeff, one of the new Yard Goats in the ball game.
Yeah, Bobby Johnson comes in, makes his 2nd appearance of the season. He's one of the newbies, as you mentioned. A lot of transactions the last week or so. And Johnson made his Double-A debut Friday against Reading, pitched the 3rd of an inning, allowed 2 hits and 3 runs, including a home run, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. And he gets out there tonight in game 1 of the Twin Bill against the Somerset Patriots, Dan.
Pitching change brought to you by Trancholo and Trancholo. Look at Bobby's numbers. Mitch Kilkenny pitched 5 innings tonight, allowed 7 hits, 6 runs, all earned, walked 3, struck out 3. He threw 85 pitches, 48 for strikes. First pitch swinging, grounded down to second. And Stovall throws out Rosario to start the top of the 6th inning.
Always nice to get that first one in the book.
You bet. Jesus Bastidas has grounded out to third and walked. After Stovall, busy man down there at second base tonight, by the way. Now Bastidas digging in. Ball 1. Will Etheridge gets the starting assignment for the Yard Goats in the second game. There's a pitch in there for a strike. Yoendris Gomez pitching for the Somerset Patriots. Recently added to the roster. I don't think the Yard Goats have seen him. There's a swing and a miss at a 92-mile-per-hour fastball. 1-2 the count. Curve is fouled at the plate. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Mickey Gasper, the on-deck hitter, retreating to get that baseball as Johnson looks in. Breaking ball is high. 2-2. Jesus Bastidas from Venezuela. Fouls it back. Signed as an international free agent back in 2015. Was Bastidas. His favorite player, Omar Vizquel. Great fielding shortstop in his day.
And someone to look up to, especially being an infielder, Dan.
2-2 pitches fouled back again. Count remains at 2-2. This has really been the first season Bastidas has played as a full-time player since signing as a professional. There's a high fly to right center. Who's it going to be? Brenton Doyle. Yard Goat center fielder puts it away for the inning's second out. Now the first baseman, Mickey Gasper. Gasper, a switch hitter batting left. And with a first name like Mickey in the Yankees system, you better be a switch hitter.
That's right.
There's a ball, 1-0.
Some big shoes to fill.
Oh, boy.
The Mick.
Yep. Here's a pitch, low for a ball. People might not remember Mickey Mantle ended his career as a first baseman. Position Gasper is playing tonight. Ball 3, 3-0. I remember a Yankees infield, Jeff, of Bobby Cox, who of course went on to manage the Atlanta Braves. Bobby Cox at third base, Tom Tresh at short, Horace Clark at second, and Mickey Mantle at first. There's a strike, 3-1.
Well, you're bringing back some names, Dan.
People might not remember Bobby Cox played for the Yankees. There is ball 4. Gasper walks.
And this Mickey would love to play for the Yankees at some point, even though he grew up a huge Red Sox fan. He's a New England kid. Although once he was drafted, his family actually moved to New Jersey, and they are in New Jersey now, so they got a chance to see him play a lot, I'm sure, being in Somerset.
Well, here's a guy hoping to make it to New York, Trey Sweeney. Playing his first Double-A game, former first-round pick, takes a curve from Bobby Johnson outside. Sweeney has flied to left, grounded out to second, and was robbed on a great catch on the tarp beyond third base by Aaron Schunk, fouling out to Schunk at third. Gasper with a big lead. There's a ball, and now Willie Mack heads to the mound. The Yard Goats catcher going to have a word with Johnson. This is the case particularly with young pitchers. They'll retire the first 2 batters, then seem to lose a bit of focus, and Willie Mack is back out there. A great visit by McIver, who's done just a superb job as Hartford catcher this year. He knows how to handle pitchers. He's the entire package. Good arm, tremendous receiver behind the plate. Can handle pitchers. Hits with some power. There's a grounder right to first. Levine with a putout. A one-hopper ends the top of the sixth. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left after 5.5 in game one. It's Somerset 6, Hartford 2. This is Yard Goats Baseball on the Connecticut Baseball Network. Well, here we are, some of the area around Dunkin' Donuts Park. For the fourth year, voted the best ballpark in all of Double-A baseball at ballparkdigest.com. Fourth time they've done it. Fans got a chance to vote. Voted 2022 best Double-A ballpark for the fourth time. Here's a line drive towards the alley in left center field, and it's caught on the run by the center fielder Pereira for out number one. So Hunter Stovall going after that first pitch. And Pereira was playing him to hit to the opposite field, but he tracked it down. One pitch, one away. That'll bring up the first baseman Grant Levine, who had a towering two-run homer off of Luis Severino back in the first inning. There's a roller foul that got Levine on the instep, his right instep, I believe, and so he's in some pain. Trying to walk it off. Grant with a two-run homer and a bounce out to first. 6-2 Somerset. And this is a 7-inning ball game, game one of the doubleheader. Oh, 1 pitch upcoming. There's a drive down the left field line, and this one is going to land out of play. 0-2 the count. I-91 in the distance. Stay on that highway. It'll take you all the way to Vermont. Here's a swing and a miss, strike three. Levine is a strikeout victim, and there are two away. Second strikeout for Tanner Myatt. 2 outs, nobody on. Now the newest yard goat, Hunter Goodman, 0 for 2 in his Double-A debut. Right-handed batter, and here's a pitch all the way to the backstop. That pitch almost ended in Vermont. Good thing the screen was there. How about Goodman? First Double-A game, and he's got to face Luis Severino. Jeff told you he's had a great year at low A and high A. Swing and a miss. 1-1. At low A Fresno, he batted .291 with 17 doubles, 22 homers, and 68 runs batted in. Another pitch all the way to the backstop. 2-1 the count.
90 on that fastball.
Whoa. Don't dig in though, huh?
Right.
At High A Spokane, Goodman batted at .315 with 16 doubles, 12 homers, 34 runs batted in. So he's got 102 runs batted in on the year. There's a swing and a miss at a breaking ball. 2-2. He throws a pitch all the way to the backstop and then breaks off a slow curve. And if you're Goodman, you're digging in a little bit. Fastball low, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Fouled back.
That one pumped up to 95.
Yes.
Dan Lockridge now in center field. Oliver Dunn is in left. A couple of changes for the Somerset Patriots.
So that was not Pereira who made that grab. Here's the pitch, high, ball 4. So that's the second walk given up by Myatt. Aaron Shunk today has reached on an infield hit and lined out to left. Pitch high and outside, ball 1, 1-0. Six to 2, Somerset leads it. It is the last of the 6th inning. There's the ball. 2-0. And now we're going to get a timeout. Here's the pitching coach, Gerardo Casadiego. He's going to head out there and try and help Myatt refocus here. He has lost the strike zone.
Now trying to figure this thing out right now.
Well, I mean, he retired the first 2 batters. Then he walks Goodman, showing erratic control. 1 minute he's throwing a pitch all the way to the backstop. The next minute he's breaking off a curve over the plate. And now he's 2-0 to Shunk. So Casadiego trying to get him back on track here with 2 outs and Goodman the runner at first. Tanner Myatt right now is the pitcher of record in line to win this game. There's a strike. 2-1. Casadiego might have told him, get through this inning, kid. You're going to be a winning pitcher if we can hold this lead. 2-1. Swing and a foul back. 2-2. That bullpen for Somerset is quiet. As Shunk, who's tied for the league lead in doubles, awaits the 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses, ball 3. Aaron has 31 doubles. He's tied with Somerset Patriots shortstop Anthony Volpe, who has 31, and there's no way Volpe's going to get any more. He's at AAA.
That's right.
There goes the runner on 3-2 with 2 away, and it's lifted foul. And first baseman Gasper does not have a play as the ball lands in the seats. Scramble for the baseball. Oh, that fan missed it the first time, and he's shaking his right hand, but he did come away with a souvenir. Goodman will be running again on the payoff pitch with 2 away. And there's a line drive into center field. It is going to be caught by Lockridge. Well, Shunk once again hit it on the nose, but Lockridge was there to put it away. Pitch out over the plate, and that ends the last of the 6. No runs, no hits, no errors, a man left. End of 6. 6-2 Somerset. You're listening and watching Yard Goats Baseball. Top of the seventh inning, Oliver Dunn leads it off. Remember, he went in to play left field in the last of the sixth. Pitch is in there for a strike. Now he's batting for the first time. Pitch to the left-handed hitting Dunn is low. Oliver Dunn from Salt Lake City, Utah. 5'10", 185 pounds. Goats have faced him before. He's 0 for 4 against Hartford pitching. There's a ball. 2-1 the count. Overall, Dunn batting at .316, 2 homers, 15 runs batted in. Johnson delivers, and the pitch is outside. Ball 3, 3-1. Everson Pereira, while he was in there, went 1 for 3, and here's a looper into right field, up base hit. So Dunn, who's been swinging a pretty good bat, opens the top of the seventh with a single off of Bobby Johnson, who hung a pitch out over the plate, and Dunn was not about to let that one go by. Now the catcher, Austin Wells, working on a 1 for 3 game. Dunn aboard. Wells has singled, struck out, and popped out to short. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. There is bullpen action for the Somerset Patriots, so we will see a new pitcher in the last of the seventh as Somerset tries to win the first game of the doubleheader. There's a strike. Wells says something to the plate umpire, Hardin Acosta. 1-1. Pitch breaks in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. The count on Wells. Dunn leads off first. Remember, Somerset leads the Eastern League in stolen bases. The Yard Goats are second. Breaking ball catches the outside corner for a strike. And Wells is a strikeout victim. Makes the slow walk back to the dugout. That was a curve that just nicked the outside corner. Wells not happy, but he is victimized by the Johnson breaking ball. First strikeout for the Yard Goats right-hander. And now the DH, Elijah Dunham. He has walked, knocked in and run with a double, and homered out of Dunkin' Donuts Park his last time up in the 5th. There's a swing and a miss, strike 1. He had a shot that made it over the outside fence that is erected, attached to the back row of the upper deck, and it landed on Trumbull Street. There's a swing and a miss. 0-2 the count on Dunham. Somerset 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors. The Yard Goats 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Somerset has stranded 4 runners. The Yard Goats 3. There's a strike called on Dunham, and he is a strikeout victim. 2 away. Dunham can't believe it as he heads back to the dugout. Similar pitch to the one Johnson threw to Wells, a backdoor curve. And he caught him looking. 2 outs for Andres Chaparro, who got this team going with a 3-run homer back in the first inning of game 1. Here's a throw to first. And Dunn gets back. Chaparro hit a 3-run homer in the first, an RBI double in the third, walked in the 5th. The pitch. Low for a ball. 1-0. Somerset has never trailed in this game. They scored 3 runs in the first and never looked back. The pitch. In there for a strike. 1-1. Looking ahead to the last of the 7th, the Yard Goats will bat Brenton Doyle, Zach Veen, and Willie McIver. There's a foul back. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes on Chaparro from Venezuela. Signed as an international free agent back in 2015. Pitch is fouled back. Runner was going. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Chaparro originally signed with the Yankees as a free agent in July of 2015, the same day that his teammate Jesus Bastidas signed with the Yankees. Chaparro's favorite player, Miguel Cabrera. One-two pitch is fouled back. That was a 93-mile-per-hour fastball thrown by Bobby Johnson. Yard Goats pitcher in his second outing at the Double-A level. He had been pitching at High A Spokane. Got the call up at the start of this homestand. Did he swing? Yes, he did. Chaparro unable to hold up on his swing. The home plate umpire, Hardin Acosta, appealing to Kevin Manzuk. And Johnson strikes out the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. And 1 man left after 6.5. It's 6-2 Somerset. This is Yard Goats Baseball.
Goats fans, be sure to check out the Retro Brand official team shop at Dunkin' Donuts Park for all of your team apparel needs. Hartford t-shirts and sweatshirts for men's, ladies, and kids, and much, much more, including Yukon Huskies gear. Got those too. Can't get to the ballpark? Then hit yardgoatsbaseball.com or originalretrobrand.com anytime. Popcorn, Retro Brand, and Yard Goats. Play ball. 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival. The same festival where Prince joined Mary J. Blige and Sting joined Lady Gaga as the biggest superstars from all genres of music come together September 23rd, 24th at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Tickets are on sale right now. AXS.com. Don't miss Halloween. Black Eyed Peas, Diplo, Halsey, Lionel Richie, LL Cool J featuring DJ C-Trip. You got Luke Combs, Marcus Mumford, Maren Morris, Megan Thee Stallion, Morgan Wallen, Pat Benatar, and Neil Giraldo, Sam Smith, the Black Keys, and it's all hosted by me, Ryan Seacrest. Stream it free on the CW app at CWTV.com and keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000 spending cash. See you there. Brought to you by Foxwoods Resort Casino, the wonder of it all.
Swipe, play, and win during Foxwoods.com/Summerfest for a full listing of events. Foxwoods Resort Casino, the wonder of it all.
Now, back to the Hartford Yard Goats on 1410 WPOP.
Last half of the 7th inning, Nelvin Correa, the new pitcher in the ball game. Pitching change brought to you by Trantolo and Trantolo. Tanner Myatt pitches 2 scoreless innings, walked 2, struck out 2. And now Correa comes on. Working first to Brenton Doyle. Doyle, first ball swinging, drills it to center field. Lockridge is there and makes the catch. So Lockridge, since moving out to center field from left, has been a busy man. That's his 3rd putout. He went out to play center in the 6th, moving from left to center. He got 2 putouts in the 6th. Doyle leads off the 7th with a line out to center, and here's Zach Veen. Yard Goats trailing 6-2. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 0-1. Correa, 6'1", 170 pounds, from San Cristobal in the Dominican Republic, signed as an international free agent. Pitch is low. 1-1. Correa, another hard thrower. Here's a change fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on Veen. Correa making his 4th appearance since joining Somerset. Has those 3 2/3 scoreless innings, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts on his limited Double-A resume. 6-2 Somerset. Here's the pitch all the way to the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on Zach Veen, former Colorado Rockies 1st-round draft pick, facing Nelvin Correa. And Veen asks for and is granted time. There's a bouncer near the on-deck circle on the first base side. Correa joined this ball club on August 23rd from High A Hudson Valley. 2-2. Breaking ball low, 3-2 the count. Last time he pitched was on Saturday. Payoff pitch upcoming to Zach Veen. Breaking ball is in there, strike 3 called. Zach was ready to head to first base. Says something to Hardin Acosta. But he is a strikeout victim, and the Yard Goats are down to their last out. Let's watch it again. Well, Acosta has been calling that pitch. Bobby Johnson got a couple of those calls. Acosta has been very consistent on that backdoor breaking ball. And now the hopes of the Yard Goats rest on Willie McIver, who takes a strike. Keep it tuned right here. We have interviews, recaps, scoreboard highlights, all on the in-between game show of this doubleheader. There's a ball. 1-1 on Willie McIver. Willie has struck out and walked. There's a strike. Slider from Correa. 1-2. The Yankees signed Correa as an international free agent in July of 2016 when he was 19 years of age. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball is drilled down the right field line, and the ball's not going to be caught by Rosario. Here's McIver stopping at second with a double. And the Yard Goats are still alive. Willie Mack going the opposite way. He reached down after that pitch. Rosario making a valiant effort to catch the ball on the run. But McIver advances to second base with his 17th double of the year. And the Goats are still breathing. Now the shortstop, Julio Carreras, 0 for 2. Curve is bounced off the plate. Foul. Some of the Yard Goats Brain Trust taking in the game along with the bench. There's Kelsey Brandstetter, the Yard Goats athletic trainer. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Carreras went downstairs after that pitch. Yard Goats down to their last strike. Heard Hunter Pence talking about that kind of a pitch the other day. Why do hitters swing at a pitch that's so outside of the strike zone? And he said, well, it looks as if it's in the strike zone when it's coming right at you. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And this game is in the books. Correa struck out Carreras, and that's all. In the 7th, no runs, 1 hit, a man left. Final score, the Somerset Patriots 6, the Hartford Yard Goats 2, as Carreras goes down swinging to end the ball game, and the Yard Goats and Somerset Patriots have this first game of the doubleheader in the books, with Somerset emerging with its 11th win in 19 games against the Yard Goats this year. Remember, Somerset was the first half winner. They're going to the playoffs. The Yard Goats are trying to go to the playoffs, and with a win in game one, Somerset now trails first place Portland by 2 games. Well, that's going to do it for the first game of our doubleheader. In just a moment, we'll be back to recap, and for those listening on radio, bring you our in-between games program. For those watching the first game of the doubleheader, we say thanks for our entire crew. And for Yard Goats voice Jeff Dooley, this is Dan Lavallo saying thanks for watching and listening. The final score for the final time, the Somerset Patriots 6 and the Hartford Yard Goats 2.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
You do not want kidney stones again. Change your diet, take big, chalky pills that you hate. There's another option, StoneStopper.com. It's an alkali citrate formula. Alkali citrate is scientifically proven to prevent crystallization. Delicious gummies, tasty powdered drinks, or easy-to-swallow capsules. It's gentle on the stomach and no prescription is needed. Go to StoneStopper.com. StoneStopper.com. You don't want kidney stones again. StoneStopper.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA as part of the diagnosis, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Get ready to win your way into our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival. The same festival where Prince joined Mary J. Blige and Sting joined Lady Gaga as the biggest superstars from all genres of music come together September 23rd and 24th at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Tickets are on sale right now. AXS.com. Homies Avril Lavigne, Black Eyed Peas, Diplo, Halsey, Lionel Richie, LL Cool J featuring DJ C-Trip. You got Luke Combs, Marcus Mumford, Maren Morris, Megan Thee Stallion, Morgan Wallen, Pat Benatar, and Neil Giraldo, Sam Smith, the Black Keys, and it's all hosted by me, Ryan Seacrest. Stream it free on the CW app and CWTV.com, and keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000 spending cash. See you there. Brought to you by Foxwoods Resort Casino, the wonder of it all.
Swipe, play, and win during Summerfest at Foxwoods. Earn cash, prizes, and go on new adventures every day. Visit foxwoods.com/summerfest for a full listing of events. Foxwoods Resort Casino, the wonder of it all.
Now, back to the Hartford Yard Goats on 1410 WPOP.
And welcome back to Dunkin' Donuts Park in between games of the doubleheader. Dan Lavallo along with Jeff Dooley. First game belongs to the Somerset Patriots as they down the Yard Goats by the score of 6-2. And of course, the big story from a New York Yankees perspective is that Luis Severino, after a shaky first inning, and shaky only from the perspective that the Yard Goats hit him a bit, nothing from a pitching perspective. I mean, all of his pitches worked right from the get-go. Yeah, the Yard Goats made some contact, but then he came back and retired the last 10 Yard Goats hitters he faced as the Yard Goats end up losing by the score of 6-2. And we're going to recap that first game in just a bit for you, but we are so pleased as we are in between games of the doubleheader to talk to our good friends from Key Bank. And we're pleased to welcome Galo Rodriguez. Galo, welcome Dan Lavallo.
Hi, Dan. Thank you for inviting me.
It's great to have you here, and I know Key Bank does so much, and in this case, they had a grant presentation to the Village for Families and Children. And so let's start there. Perhaps you can tell us about the mission of the Village for Families and Children and those whom you serve, Galo.
Well, we have been around for over 200 years, very committed to families and children, but not only to them, but the community at large.
Well, that's terrific. And I know, and perhaps we can ask you, what does it mean to have the Village for Families and Children selected for a program such as Key Bank Assists?
Well, we need partners. We need people that are sensitive to the suffering of others. There are so many families over there looking right now for services from mental health, from crisis intervention to prevention programs. And having a partner like Key Bank to look at the village and give us additional funding